So welcome to my frag battle. We're going to battle it out with 5 of the Acqua di Parma Colonias. We've got the original Colonia, Colonia Intensa, Colonia Essenza, Assoluta and Pura. Is that all of them? Can't remember. Whatever, let's get to it. So we're going to start off with Colonia. So this is coming in at number 5 in the battle because it's a bit light. So Colonia, the original, has a really lovely, bright, fresh, zesty opening. Kind of typical cologne, but done very, very nicely. But it doesn't really project that well off my skin, and it kind of fades down from that lovely bright opening to a very nice, clean, citrusy, musky fragrance that doesn't project really hardly at all. Longevity was a bit light as well, so overall I've rated it the last in the list. I've given it a 2 for versatility because the fragrance just, why would you pick a fragrance that doesn't last that long or project that well? How many opportunities would you have to wear that? And the smell overall, I've given it a 3.5 out of 5. It smells great in the opening, but then dry down stages, you've just got a light scent on your skin, very quiet sillage, a slightly green citrus, bit soapy, bit musky, nothing really that groundbreaking or exciting. So Colonia takes the number 5 spot. Let me see if I've got the, I think you need to see, I've got them all in samples except one, I've got a bottle. So that's Colonia. Next one up then is Pura. So Pura is a brand new release. Just sprayed it on here. I sprayed it on my arm about an hour ago in the shops, and I've worn this a couple of times from a sample that Mr. Smelly had. Now this one, yeah, it's rated number 4 unfortunately, because it smells so awesome when you spray it. When you first spray it, it smells really, really good. It's a bit different. I need to respray it just to refresh. It's a bit different to the others because you've got those citruses and the light musk, but it's like there's a sweetness coming through, like a tonka or cardamom or something, making it a little bit different. And then fairly quickly you get this beautiful floral thing happening. It's kind of not a heavy floral, but a very hedonistic kind of floral. So I guess there's narcissus in there, and narcissus definitely does have, it's called narcissus for a reason. It really does have that kind of intoxicating smell to it, which is lovely. But unfortunately that narcissus note, that floral note, doesn't last very long on the skin, and then you're kind of left with a little bit of a nondescript citrus, musky, woodsy thing. And I suspect ambroxan is in there, not as much as you get in the likes of Sauvage, but I do feel like they've put some ambroxan in there, and I don't know, it just bores me. So unfortunately we're only giving Pura a number 4 in the list. Soz about that if you were hoping it was going to do a bit better. Okay, so next up, Intensa. There it is, Colonia Intensa. This one has a leather note. I might even put the notes somewhere around here. Who knows, might not. Intensa, already sprayed it on here. This one, as I say, is coming out 3rd. I think it does very, very well. I've got notes here. So you get a citrus opening, but not so bright and zesty and sharp as you get in a standard cologne. You've definitely got this earthy kind of petrichor, like the rain just fell on some warm earth smell coming off of it. I don't pick out the leather at any point, but I think it is lending it this lovely earthy feel, which I really like. It's a very grounded fragrance. I can see a mature person, not necessarily an old person, but I can see a mature person who's got their feet on the ground, who's reliable, and kind. Someone like that would wear this. It's a kind of, it is maybe a dad fragrance as well. Not that it's old-fashioned, but just that, you know, that lovely dad feeling, that comforting, person who knows what they're doing and knows where they're going in life as well. Like, it's a really, really nice, and it's different to all the others because it has got that earthy leather note that I don't pick out, but definitely get earthiness. This one's more mellow than the other ones. It's a bit more sexy, a little bit more masculine. It projects from my skin. After a few hours, it was still projecting about that much from my skin, which I think is pretty good. So that one is taking the number 3 spot, and well deserved. So what's next then? Okay, so number 2, numero 2, is Colonia Absolute. So this one really surprised me. I've got a whole list of notes, in fact 2 sides, because this one takes you on a journey, and I love that with a fragrance. This one really morphed on my skin. Let's talk about the longevity and projection. Both were excellent for a cologne style fragrance. I got the full working day, so sort of about 8 hours. Probably around hour number 7 would be the point I would feel the need to respray, just because I do like to project my fragrance out. But it still was stuck on my skin. It just wasn't projecting quite so much. Really, really good performance. This smell, when you first spray it, you get this lovely icy citrus with some herbs. It's very unisex, but very quickly becomes more herbal, more lavender. Reminds me of a Radox relaxing bath foam, like that, you know, the green relaxing bath gels you can get that are supposed to be very relaxing and good for your muscles and stuff. Kind of smells a bit like that, so you get the soapiness of that and the herbalness of that. It's it's ultimately a clean and professional kind of fragrance. The herbs are quite bracing, but it then smooths out and almost feels like the lotion version of itself, in that it just gets so much smoother. I got sort of 2 to 2.5 hours in, I was getting a floral and a sweet kind of feel to it, and it got quite dry and it felt a little bit more feminine, and I felt like there was a narcissus note in there as well, which was giving it this heady kind of floral feeling, but it didn't go too feminine. And then it kind of morphed its way back into more of a masculine fragrance. There was more obvious that the lavender was sort of still there, but not so dominant. And then it sort of became more green. It got a bit sweeter though, a bit grassy, like a high-pitched grassy green thing. Projection did get quieter after sort of about 4 hours or so, but I could still smell it on myself, and it all the way through it retains this soapy cleanliness and something a little bit hay-like in there as well. I just thought it was an excellent fragrance. I loved the way that it changed on my skin, and the performance was brilliant. So that's why it's got the number 2 spot, Colonia Absolute. So what's taken the number 1 spot? Well then, it's none other than Colonia Essenza. So why do I love this fragrance so much? This was the fragrance that Mr. Smelly wore the first time we met, but that's not the only reason why I love it. He actually sprayed it at the door of the pub and then walked in. So then he wanted my comment on his fragrance, and I told him it smelled like bug spray, because it did, and it does. When you first spray this, it smells like a fairly pleasant insect repellent. Very strong citruses, but very much like stewed citruses, like they are heavy rounded citruses. Then it kind of dries down, it goes very clean, very musky. The citruses remain throughout the fragrance, but it gets woodsy. It just slowly morphs on your skin. It's not going one way and another, you know, it's just slowly sort of mellowing down and morphing on your skin to be very clean and musky, very pleasant. Just gives you that well-groomed smell that it makes you feel really clean wearing this fragrance. Versatility is brilliant. You can wear it in any situation really. A brilliant professional fragrance, but also you can wear it for dates and out casual. But I would say you might want to measure your sprays and perhaps spray it at home and give it half an hour to an hour before you go out, just because not everyone's going to appreciate that sort of strong bug spray kind of smell, but I love it. So that's why it's number 1. Projection and longevity are excellent, and it's just overall smell, I really love it. So yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, the winner is Colonia Essenza. So thanks for watching, peeps. Catch you all later.